Alrighty, so I wanted to make this nutrition for endurance athletes video because I've done pretty extensive research on my own. So I will preface this video saying I am not a qualified doctor by any means, but I have done a lot of my own personal research because it's something I'm extremely passionate about. So I want to share with you my thoughts about nutrition. So just in general, at the end of the day, nutrition is all about what works for your body in its current condition and state. So if you are training for an endurance sport, you are going to need different nutrition than somebody who is just going about their daily life and not training for something super intense. So that is number one. Your body has specific needs and goals that is not the same as everyone else. Second, you might have intolerances that others may not. For example, I cannot eat cruciferous vegetables or mayonnaise. They hurt my stomach. I can eat them, it's just painful experience, and everyone around me will not want to be around me anymore. You can ask my sister about that. She would tell you that I should not eat cruciferous vegetables. So very important thing for nutrition is that you should focus on eating whole foods, no matter if you are training for something intense or not. Any human being, every human being should be eating whole foods. So going to the grocery store, staying on the outside aisles, that is where most of your whole foods are going to be. Staying away from seed oils, which are inflammatory toxins. And they are in a lot of foods. The next time you go to the grocery store, make sure you read your ingredient label, because you'll probably be surprised to find that there is added artificial sweeteners, seed oils inside of a lot of things. Especially granola bars and granola that are marketed to be healthy. They often are fed with things that are not good for you. So read ingredient labels before you buy things. Another thing I want to say is that in the United States, our food is not as healthy as in other parts of the world, and that is because of what is called the toxic triad. I've actually written a paper on this. If you're curious, I will share it with you. But the idea of big farming, big food, and big pharma, that they are all working to make a profit against us. So making food grow faster by adding artificial pesticides that are harmful to our bodies, and then six major, I think it's six, I could be wrong on that, but it's select few corporations owning all of the major food companies. And then we have Big Pharma, who, because we are fed all of this junk, we then need to go to the doctor, and that is where Big Pharma comes in, and they just give us medicine or antibiotics to address the symptoms, but not the root causes. So that is basically summarizes my personal research, what I have done. So number one takeaway, eat whole foods. Don't eat seed oils, don't eat artificial sweeteners, don't eat fast food. Here's a little reference guide for things you should be doing and things you should be avoiding. Take a screenshot, take a picture, and reference it whenever you need. I also want to say that you should not be cutting out macronutrients. We all need carbohydrates, we all need protein, and we all need fat in our diets. You should not be doing really any diet that is not just whole foods. They're all fads, and they will not work, I will promise you that. You have to work hard, you have to put in the work if you want to see actual results. And that means eating good, and that means working out. It also depends on your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. For me, training for a half Ironman, if I was in a calorie deficit, I would pass out. I would have major injuries. I would have major health issues. I should not be in a calorie deficit. I need personally to be eating a lot more carbohydrates in order to get more energy, because my body is working so hard. I can't just deplete it. It's already depleted. I need to feed it to fuel it. And I think that's the big difference, seeing food as fuel I didn't always see it that way, but I truly have understood the importance of that over the years. And so we must feed our bodies because it does amazing, great, beautiful things for us. Here's the basics. Carbs provide energy. Protein helps with structure and repair, and fat is energy reserve and protection. You need all three of these in your diet. Also take a picture of this one. Carbs provide immediate energy for the cells, muscles, and central nervous system. Protein provides you long-term energy, nutrient absorption, hormone production, and organ protection. And fat provides the purpose to build and repair muscles, skin, organs, and tissues to make enzymes and hormones. So it's super important to know that all of these are necessary. None of them are bad for you. I also want to mention quality ingredients. So not all ingredients are made the same. I'll give you an example. Pizza is not all the same. If you're eating Papa John's and Domino's and all of that junk, it's not the same as going to a restaurant that has wood-fired pizza with their own homemade dough and quality ingredients on top. Same thing goes for a cheeseburger. We think that a cheeseburger is unhealthy. It's only unhealthy if you're getting it from a place like McDonald's with crappy ingredients. If you're getting grass-fed beef, good cheese, homemade buns, a burger is a great option. It matters what ingredients go into it, not necessarily the name of the food. Same thing goes for a lot of other things that we think are bad. If you get it at a fast food restaurant, it's bad. If you're getting it with quality ingredients and it's homemade, or it's made by a restaurant that has good ingredients, then everything is good. Just know what goes into your body and know how it affects your body. For someone training for an endurance athlete, these are super important to nail. Carbs are your main source of energy. Protein is needed for your muscle repair. You need a lot of fluids to replenish the fluid loss, so taking in a lot of electrolytes, and you also need sodium to maintain fluid balance to prevent severe dehydration and support muscle contraction. So you have to calculate all of these based on your body weight and make sure you are not fasting. Lastly, if you're a female, screenshot this one. Tells you in each phase what is happening to your body, how you will feel in that stage. It tells you the nutrients that you need more of, and it tells you what you should focus on when you are training for an endurance event. I also think it's very important to say that we are all human. None of us are perfect. We are obviously not going to eat perfect 24/7. That is life. As long as you are being consistent and you are eating in moderation. Those are two very important things, especially when you are traveling, when you're going to a new place. Part of that is trying new foods. Going out to eat is also a very social thing, and that is okay. Food is one of the greatest things in life, and we need to see it as that, not as something that is here to harm us. We need to choose good options. We also need to enjoy it. So don't just cut everything out and think that life will be dandy. Okay, enjoy what you are eating, but know what is in the food that you are eating. That is super important. And I also want to say that I personally enjoy sweets like ice cream, cookies, brownies, and I do eat those things. I don't cut them out. I'd say right now in this stage of my life, I'm probably eating about 90% really good, nutritious food, and then about 10% cookies, stuff like that. Here's some examples of stuff I've been eating, mostly healthy, but also some Valentine's Day chocolates for my dad, some pizza, a ballpark weenie, of course, but again, 90%, 10%.